Thank you, Mr. Joe Foster, for coming on this interview. It's my honor for you to share your success principles. So, Mr. Foster, your journey with Reebok started from a family business and evolved into an internationally recognized brand. In your experience, how did the weight of family expectations shape your definition of success? And then how did you navigate the balance between this expectation and your own personal aspirations?
Well, both Jeff and I, we came from a family, of course, of shoemakers.
Right.
And my grandfather started his business, J.W. Foster, in 1895. So we had a lot of experience in the sports footwear industry. And I guess our expectation really was that we would continue the family business. The Jade,
Right.
that was our expectation. Unfortunately, my uncle and my father, my grandfather's sons, they didn't like each other. They didn't get on with each other. Ah. And so you can imagine two sons, they owned the business and they didn't speak with each other. They just feuded. So unfortunately, the J.W. Foster business was failing badly when Jeff and I came into the business. And we could see that. We could see the business wasn't good. So our expectations were being rather dashed. They were not, there was a problem of how do we continue a business which is failing? And my father wasn't that old. You know, he's only in his 50s, so we couldn't see a great deal of future. So the problem is that with no future, we had to make a decision. And our decision was that we would leave the family business and we would set up our own business, which eventually became Reebok. So in 1958, we left the family business with the expectation that, okay, if we have to do it differently, if we have to do it on our own, that's going to be it. So with real little expectation, but with probably a dream that we could succeed where my father and uncle were failing. And so we set off in 1958, and it took a long while. We had very little money, but I was to say we were just happy. We were just happy that at least whatever was in front of us would be our decision, not the decision of the father and uncle. So with that outlook, I guess really it was just keep it going, just keep going, just keep pushing and finding our way. And we learned an awful lot. We learned an awful lot. We learned to look for what we call white space. White space was somewhere where there was very little competition or no competition. And we were born in the north of England. And in the north of England, we have quite a few hills and mountains, and there's fell running. There's all sorts of different athletic events go on. So we decided to we built a community with all the athletes and runners and clubs that were around us in the north of England. And that was the start of our business. We didn't expect that, well, within 25 years, we would become the #1 athletic shoe company in the world.
There must be a lot of stress and pressures then, right? Because you said you had little money and then you just keep it going and keep it going. So could you share your personal strategies that help you maintain, okay, keeping the company going and also your well-being amidst these challenges?
Well, I think we were young. You know, when you're young, what can go wrong? You know, we didn't know what to expect. But we were young, and so we were very happy to learn. We learned from a lot of people. We had a lot of friends in the footwear industry. We had a lot of friends that helped us set up our business and move forward. Jeff was an athlete. He liked to run and he liked to cycle. So he would enter races. He would part of the local athletic club. So I guess that when you are young, you without much expectation, but with a lot of ambition. So with more ambition than expectation, and gradually we would expand our business, we would expand our relationships. And I think in the UK, we became the #1 athletic shoe company in the UK. So that was probably #1 determination. #2 is when you can't see too much in front, just keep moving, just keep going, just keep pushing, and slowly, almost unnoticeably, you just begin to scale, become bigger, things come to the point where, okay, so we're doing well in the UK. What do we do next? And next was to go to America. So, and that was the decision because I don't think you can stay still in a business. A business is either growing, it's either scaling, and if you plateau, the big problem is that you go down, that you
Well,
lose. And I think we kept our interest in the business. We didn't tire of the business, and that's because we were having a lot of fun. We were enjoying that period. And I think that being on our own, being being our own masters, I think that helped a great deal because the decisions, they were ours. And when you have those decisions, I think it gives you the strength. I think it gives you the strength to just take a few chances, see what's
yeah,
next.
yeah, I like that when you say the ambition and the passion, right? You
Yes,
just keep because you enjoy what you're doing. It's not just something that you dragged doing, that's so fantastic. But the point is, how do you see that in today's world, they can be ambitious? I have a lot of clients where they are successful, but they seems to lack this fulfillment. They don't feel fulfilled at all despite of their professional success. How do you see that, Mr. Foster?
well, in a way, it's almost as though um, earning a living or building a company is now a business. For us, it was more an ambition. It was just in front of it. Now, if you want to be an entrepreneur, that is a business. Being an entrepreneur is a business. What Jeff and I started out to do was, first of all, be happy to have a job, be happy to have a mission, and then to build a brand. So we were building a brand because we go to a lot of events, and a lot of these are at colleges, universities, and the MBA students. And almost the first question that they ask is, "What was your exit plan?" And I say, "Well, we didn't have an exit plan.
Yeah, the
We,
exit plan is like a trend today that they keep talking about. The moment they build the business, they talk about the exit plan. Yes.
That's right. So when you
Yeah.
say, there doesn't seem to be fulfillment, I think what happens is that people come now into what you're expected to do as an entrepreneur is to start your business, to scale your business, and then to exit, which is a book that one of our friends has just written, which is which is start, scale, exit, repeat. So you're repeating. So I guess if you keep on building businesses and then you sell them, that where is the fulfillment? Is the fulfillment just making money? Is that the fulfillment? You just make money. But I mean, I don't know. I am so proud. I am so sort of filled by the fact that we built a brand, and that brand is a strong brand still today, and it's still growing, and people know about it. So I guess that is fulfillment. I don't know if just exiting whatever you do all the time, because I think when you have a path, it's good to go along that path and to really get the pleasure out of the journey. But if you keep on stopping your journey, it makes you wonder. Like they say, it's better to travel than arrive. So If all you're doing is arriving all the time, you then need to start traveling again. So you're stopping your pleasures, you're stopping your fulfillment, unless your only fulfillment is your bank balance, is having a lot of money. So
Um, yeah,
maybe
we know people that have a lot of money and they are not happy.
exactly, yes.
Yeah,
Mind you,
fantastic.
money can help. Money can help. But I think it's nice to have a goal and to keep going for that goal and just make that goal bigger and bigger. Increase increase the goal, which is what we did.
Yeah, would you agree that from the very start you have clarity, which a lot of people are finding today, whether entrepreneur or somebody in the C-suite, they seems to lack clarity as such, follow the Joneses. What's your take on that?
Well, I think it is. I think your clarity may change. Whatever you want to see as the clarity then may change. Because if you are successful, your ambition can grow. But we'll go back to the 1960s, 1970s. Very few people knew about Reebok. It was more localized, very local amongst us. They knew about Reebok. And eventually we get to America and we eventually become global. And wherever we go, almost wherever we go in the world today, people have heard of Reebok. And yeah, that is the clarity now. It becomes clear that yes, grow a brand, make a brand. And so it's almost like building a dynasty as against just money. So we were there building a dynasty, something that we could sit back and we could be proud of.
Yes, exactly. I was going to say that is the pride that what you
Yeah,
have done,
the
that
pride.
the
Yeah.
self-pride of building it rather than just like you said, start and then before even you get going, you said, what's the exit plan? How do I get out? It's just as good as somebody got married and they said, okay, when do I get divorced?
That's one way of putting it. Yes, when do I get divorced? Yes, instead of building a family. Yes, instead of building a community. That's right.
Exactly,
Yes. Yeah.
that's
So,
where they get really confused. All right, what's one compelling message that you want to share with the younger people today?
well, I think for me it is. It probably always has been. You've got to have fun. Number one, have fun. Number two, have a lot more fun. And number
Mm,
three, it really has to be something you enjoy, something that is great fun. It doesn't mean every day is fun, but what it does mean is that what you're trying to achieve, and if you will achieve it if you're enjoying it, if it's a pleasure, you will
I guess,
achieve
yeah, I guess what you're saying is that you've got to like what you do.
it. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
And if you don't like, I doubt that you'll be successful. And of course, it'll be a very unhappy life if you don't like what you're doing. So you need a happy life. You need to enjoy what you're doing. You need to have fun.
yeah, absolutely. There are lots of people they actually don't like what they are doing, but it comes with the power, it comes with the money, it comes with the wealth, so they just throw themselves into it, but they actually like doing what they're doing.
Well, that's true. And so they have to find their fun in different directions. But that way, it's difficult because it's hard to become successful if you're not having fun.